It's time to sew section 3 together on our 2 scoops bench pillow. It's time to put section 3 together, and this will be a fast, easy section to sew together. The 2 bowls of ice cream will go at the top, then the cute truck, then we have our little banner, and the ice cream. And then this was done at the very beginning with our other half square triangles. That was great to get that done. And this will go with the blue in the upper left corner. When we sew these together, this will continue, and so we need to make sure that we have it in the right orientation. So this looks like one long strip of half square triangles. So the blue will go into this upper left corner. So this will again be super simple to sew together. I just need to sew the banner to the half square triangles and then to the ice cream cone, and then sew the 3 pieces together, and then we will sew it to the first 2 sections, and our quilt top is almost done. So pressing these seams, I am pressing this block that is the half square triangle completely flat so that the top seam is flat and goes up towards this block, and the left seam is going towards the ice cream block. And that is just because there are so many seams when we did the pieced block. That just is how it lays flatter, and that's how I pressed the half square triangles in the other sections. And so that is just pressed flat, and this seam is pressed towards the ice cream cone. Then for the other 2 seams, I did press these open, and I did use my little strip stick. It is again just a half round piece of wood, and it feels like it's covered with a layer of batting and then a muslin cover. And so when I use this, I just put the seam that I'm going to be pressing on the center, and you can press really hard because it's wood, and you can get a really nice flat seam, and it doesn't interfere. There's no other seams on these 2 blocks, but for example, when I was doing this, or when I've done, other sections or other projects, sometimes you have a lot of intersection of seams, and this just helps elevate the seam that you're pressing, or you're less likely to mess up the seam that's intersecting. And I did press with Best Press, and this is ready now to sew to our first 2 sections. So to sew section 3 to the other sections, there are 2 seams that I need to match: the bottom half square triangle and then the top 2 blocks. And so what I'm going to do is put these together, and I am going to pin those 2 seams together to get that to be held a little bit better. I will also add clips. And looking at the half square triangles, since they were both pressed flat, the seams go in the same direction, and that is going to make for a really thick seam. So first, let me go ahead and match the top and pin and clip. And then I think what I'm going to do is cut a little slit about an inch from the edge on those half square triangle pieces. I've done that in a few other parts of the quilt when the seams seem to lay better in 2 different directions, and so I've just made a little clip so that I can basically split that seam and press it one direction on part of the seam and then another direction in another part of the seam. So I am going to do that on both of these ends, and then that little inch, I'm going to press both of those seams open so that I can stitch that together and not have quite so much bulk. So I snipped just about an inch from the edge and pressed this open, and then did the same thing on this side, just snipped so that I could press just that inch open. The rest of the seam again goes flat because there's so much layers in this piecing block. So now that I have those pressed open, I can match those seams. And I think I am again going to pin, just think maybe that might stay better. And then I'll go ahead and just clip the rest and just ease it in and go sew 1/4 of an inch seam down this side. I just love this quilt. The more I work on it, the more I love it. All the fun materials that are used in this, just the fun blocks. It's a great little quilt. And the last step to finish the top are the side borders.